Hi, my name is Preston Babel, and I make a living recording and producing music. If you want to make a living in recording, you're going to have to know how to run a console, run Pro Tools. You need to know about microphone selection, microphone placement, even run a tape machine. I've been in the recording business for 9 years now doing this. I looked into the big classroom environment type schools, and I looked into the recording connection. And my choice was easy because I didn't want to learn how to do this in the classroom. I wanted to learn how to do it in an actual recording facility. Coming in and having your own personal mentor, it was really easy to just come in and deal with my mentor, ask him questions, get straight answers, come in and see how he was doing things in the professional recording environment. The Recording Connection program, it's not all about being in the studio too. You can go home, and if you have an M-Box or some sort of Pro Tools LE session, you can be doing it there too, and writing down your questions and then coming back and and rattling your mentor's brain on everything. The education doesn't stop as soon as you walk out of the studio. It's a continuous process. And then you come in, you ask your mentor, what's up with this? I got stuck on this, and then he can help you out. So it's 24/7, just like the recording business. The Recording Connection sounded like it was too good to be true. They were going to place me in a facility with my very own mentor. I was going to hang out with producers and artists and that kind of thing. I was like, no way. And it was true. As soon as they had placed me to, do my first meeting with a mentor, and I walked into, a huge recording facility, and I knew that was going to be my classroom. That was great. In fact, I'm sitting in the classroom right now. It's behind me. The Recording Connection program was great for me because I could do it around my schedule. I had a full-time job the entire time that I was going through Recording Connection. Then I would actually come straight to the studio from my job, and I would basically work here full-time again, as part of my education. So it was really what I put into it. I got out of it tenfold. You have to totally want this. It's not an easy industry to get into. It's not an easy job. It's a lot of tedious hours, and you lose a lot of sleep over this this career, but it's really fun. It's really, really fun. You have to totally want this. It's not an easy industry to get into. It's not an easy job. This career choice it's so fun because I get to deal with different people. I get to hear great music all the time. I get to, I'm kind of a tech head, so I get to work with, some of the greatest technology there is. It all really is cohesive for me. I'm a people person too, so. And you definitely don't have to put on a suit.
Or a uniform.
Yeah, or a uniform, exactly. This is my uniform. Since graduating from Recording Connection and becoming a professional audio engineer, I've gotten to work with some great artists, great producers, and great people overall. I've recorded almost every genre of music: jazz, rock, pop, blues, hip-hop. I've worked with bands like The Donnas, Whitesnake, Dishwalla, Quiet Riot, David Coverdale, Hoobastank. For the Usher project, we did strings for the record. It was a great experience. Came in and, in my classroom, here I am again, recording things for, hit records. I worked on the movie Doom. I've worked on projects for the legendary film composer Clint Mansell. I've worked with producers Ryan Green, Ross Hogarth, Hank Sicalo, Richard Cheese. God, I have a pretty good list. The real deal with the Recording Connection is they don't guarantee you work. I came into it, I just knew that I wanted to do this for a living, so I made it happen. But the Recording Connection got my foot in the door. You really have to, make it happen for yourself. A day in the life of a Recording Connection student involves first them getting here, because that's the most important thing. And then it's really a grab bag of what they're going to learn that day, because if we have a session, they're going to be in on that. And if there's not a session, then we'll for sure do one-on-one time where they can ask, their own individual questions and get individual answers. But if there is a session, they really become my assistant. I let them patch stuff. I let them put up microphones. It's just, we become a team, really. And that's really where the education starts to happen, is when they're involved in the real sessions. With the big schools, you're you're stuck to their campus and you're not out there networking. In the music business, you get jobs by one, knowing your stuff, and two, knowing people. You know, if you're around people that see that you know what you're doing, they're gonna give you work. It's just that simple. The benefits of being part of the Recording Connection and being able to, you know, sit in on professional, you know, recording sessions. You know, you're never gonna get that experience sitting in a classroom at college. It's all hands-on. You're in the facility, you're learning how the gear works. There's really no other choice. You need to see how it goes down in the professional environment. You need to see how everybody interacts with everything. There's so many variables involved in a recording session. When I started the Recording Connection program, I knew nothing about recording. I was green. I mean, never been into a recording studio in my life. The first recording studio I'd ever been in was actually the one that Recording Connection placed me in. And 9 years later, I'm running the facility. And 9 years later, I'm running the facility. Keep in mind, it's not just your mentor that you're going to be dealing with as well. We get outside engineers coming in, we get outside producers, and you do a good job and they like you, they're going to remember you, and they might give you a call someday saying like, hey, I've got this little gig, you know, you interested? And you know, if you're not doing anything at that point, of course you are. You know, don't ever turn down a job, ever. Why would you spend, you know, $10,000, $15,000, $40,000 to go sit in a classroom? And you know, you might learn proper miking technique and that kind of stuff, but you're not going to really learn how to deal with real world situation. And that's really what it is. You need to be able to improvise and pull things off, you know, with whatever your surroundings are. And just in the classroom, it's so controlled. You know, it's just this way or it's not. Go through the Recording Connection to get the career that you want. Recording Connection is going to get you in the door. And they're gonna place you where the education actually takes place, which is in the facilities. Recording Connection is gonna train you one-on-one. You sit in on real professional sessions. Recording Connection is gonna let you be an apprentice. You're gonna be touching real gear. You're gonna be working within Pro Tools environment. You're gonna deal with, you know, artists, good, bad, attitude, ego, and by being in the actual situations, it's really the best education that you can get. What I would suggest is hook up with the Recording Connection. They're going to place you in a recording facility in your city or town, in your area. They're going to stick you with a mentor that they feel is qualified. It's really win-win. But you know what? If you want it, then you got to step up and you've got to make it for yourself. And if you're not even 99% sure about doing this, you should probably choose something else, because it really takes that, 110% to make it in this industry. I am a Recording Connection graduate. I'm not getting paid to tell you guys about this. I'm telling you about it because I believe that it really works. It really does work. You know, the energy that you put into this program it's going to be beneficial to you. I'm not an actor, I'm just a recording engineer. Just do it.